Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving into a serious misconduct hearing that took place in January 2025. This case involves Officer A from the Metropolitan Police, who faced allegations of striking her 11-year-old son with a coat hanger on October 14, 2021. The accusations led to a hearing under the Police Conduct Regulations 2020. The allegations focus on an interaction at home where Officer A struck her son, referred to as X, with a coat hanger. This act was seen as a severe departure from expected conduct, specifically regarding discreditable behavior, as it could damage public confidence in the police.
Regardless of whether she's innocent or guilty, people will always have that little voice in the back of their minds questioning, what if she's guilty and just got away with it? Regardless. An officer, someone who's supposed to uphold the law and protect the public, is accused of abusing her own child. Striking an 11-year-old with a coat hanger, that's pretty disturbing.
The case was heard in private to protect Officer A's son, X, and avoid potential harm. But the panel didn't take this decision lightly. They reviewed substantial evidence, including statements from social workers, school staff, and even phone calls where Officer A allegedly admitted to the assault. There was also evidence from a conversation with her supervisor, Sergeant B, where she seemed to make similar admissions. The panel considered all this before reaching their decision.
I get the need to protect the child's identity, but let's be real. This officer's behavior raises serious concerns. The evidence shows she admitted to striking her son with a coat hanger. That's not something to overlook just because of privacy concerns. This case should be fully transparent. The public needs to trust that the police aren't sweeping things under the rug, especially when it involves something as serious as child abuse. Did they look into her past to see if this was a pattern? I mean, if you're hitting your child with a coat hanger, I can't imagine that's the first time. Or did they look into any old cases where she arrested any minors, and if she was heavy-handed or not? No, I don't think so, because that would mean actually diving deep looking for dirt. And the police will do whatever it takes to minimize any dirt into a speck, regardless if it's in the interest of the public or not.
After hearing all the evidence, the panel concluded that Officer A did indeed strike her son, X, with a coat hanger. The conduct was found to be misconduct, but not gross misconduct. They acknowledged that this was a single incident of brief duration and noted that social services did not see fit to take further action against the officer's family, indicating there was no ongoing risk of harm to X.
Wait, what? Misconduct, but not gross misconduct. So we're supposed to believe hitting your child with a coat hanger is just a mistake and not a serious breach of standards. She should be held to a higher standard. She's supposed to enforce the law and be trustworthy. But here we are. An 18-month written warning. That's it. There's no consideration of whether she has anger issues. If she can do that to her own kid, what's she capable of when she's out in the field? Just because it was recorded as a one-time incident doesn't make it okay. If this isn't handled properly, it could have serious consequences later. It's troubling that she's allowed to keep serving after admitting to harming her child.
The panel did consider Officer A's good character and the difficult family dynamics she was facing at the time. Even so, they determined her actions amounted to misconduct, though not gross misconduct. The outcome was a written warning for 18 months, meaning no dismissal or immediate career-ending consequences, but it will leave a significant mark on her record.
Good character. Really. I can imagine it now at her next promotion review. Karen, yeah, she's a solid officer. Sure, she beat her kid, but other than that, she's a top lass. No, I don't care about her service record or her family life. When you strike your own child, that's not something to dismiss with a warning. If any regular person did this, we're talking criminal charges and potential jail time. But because she's a police officer, she gets a slap on the wrist. That's frustrating. If she were anyone else, she'd face far more serious consequences. The system is clearly not holding her accountable as it should. And we don't really discuss many things outside of the hearings here. But I have to ask what the bloody hell social services are playing at.
So, that's the case of Officer A, a police officer found guilty of misconduct for striking her son with a coat hanger and receiving an 18-month written warning. Do you agree with the decision to let her continue serving? Should the officer have faced more severe consequences, or was the written warning enough? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
Yeah, I'm done with this case. It took over 2 years to get to this decision. And in the end, all she gets is a written warning. That's not accountability. It's a joke. The public needs to see that the police are held to the same standards as everyone else. This case shows they're not. It's time for a serious look at the system and whether it's really doing its job of protecting the public, especially when it comes to those who are supposed to protect us. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates. Stay informed, stay aware, and always remember, accountability matters.